Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Every system has its own substance and essence. And religion, being a great and advanced system, has definitely got its own substance and essence. The substance of all religions is faith, and the essence is love. Religion is a systematized organization that is embodied with innumerable practices and procedures meant for kindling the latent and potent love that remains with every organism or every living being. Not only kindling, but also to intensify the flow of love, as well as to enhance the standards of love from emotional attachment to a global bondage. Apart from being a source of kindling, intensifying and enhancing love, it also serves as a wonderful tool for realizing the love of God, receiving the love of God, and befittingly respond to the love of God in the best manner. So religion may be looking for a different aim, such as liberation, realization, and various other spiritual pursuits, but its inner essence is always love. Kindling, intensification, and enhancement of love, and ability to realize, receive, and respond to the love of God. And God is beyond the boundaries of anything, in spite of which God has descended, and He has put Himself within the boundaries of a framework known as an institution. God has two frameworks. One is an institutional framework, second is the framework of mission. The institutional framework, He is confined within the boundaries of a structure, a system. At the same time, in spite of His limitations, in His mission He is boundless. So religion is an institution, maybe within the boundaries of a framework, but the mission being boundless. So this goes without saying that all the rituals, rites, worships, prayers, meditation, inculcation, and everything that is inside a religion has its base ingredient as love. Love is the essence of all religions. But religion has to maintain some rigid procedures. This rigidity is because of the innate nature of the human mind. Human mind is always erring. It is always wavering, it is whimsical and weak in nature. So, to create a focus in the wavering mind, to provide orderliness in the whimsical jumps of mind, and to empower the mind with strength, which is innately weak, a religious framework has been designed. But spiritual essence of love is the preservative of every religion, without which the religious base will get decayed. It is a protector of religion, without which religion will be swindled by self-centrism and suppression. It is a processor of every religion, without which religion will remain as a mere exercise of emotional weakness and emotional favor. So, religion, guarded by spiritual essence of love, is well protected as well as well processed. This well protected and well processed framework is the real suitable element for creating peace and harmony in the world. Unfortunately, the institutions are over projected and concentrated, and the mission part is totally forgotten. So, when we enhance this mission part, the institutions of religion will be beneficial and super productive in nature. Religions as institutions, now we are seeing that they are overtaken by craze of power or authority, clouded by instincts like separatism, discrimination, hatred, and cruelties. In brief, they are taken away from God and devoid of the fragrance of divinity. They are now entrusted to the governance of evil. So, the revival or regenesis of love in religions is the solution for not only religious disasters, but all global ills and evils. Love can be understood by two sources. By understanding the attributes of God enlisted in the scriptures. Second is by experiencing the God's love through the actions of God, creation, the maintenance of the world, creation of life, and everything that we experience is a valid proof for the action form of love of God, love in action. And God has made everything available by bestowing His richness. And He has made everything accessible by displaying His goodness. God has given everything because of His richness. He has made these available things accessible to all by goodness. So richness plus goodness is equal to divine justice or divine peace or divine bliss, whatever you call it as. Here God has given, at the time of creation, a homework when He has done His schoolwork. God has created innumerable essences of beauty, various other forms and elevations of beauty as His schoolwork. And wherever there is ugliness, He has provided homework to us to beautify the same. So, it is our duty to revive the beauty. It is our duty to repair the structures. It is our duty to create the force of reconciliation to restore the beauty. To create uniformity or universal order of beauty, it is not the work of God alone. It is a joint work of humans as well as God. So, love of God with the responding love of humans is equal to a perfect, peaceful planet. It's a joint venture. And the love is light. And the light of love, as per the rule of optics, it has its own incidental, reflective and refractive rays. Incidental ray of faith is love extended towards God, the Creator. Reflective ray is the same love extended towards all of His creations. The refractive ray passes towards the most separated, suppressed and suffering members of the society with a special attention. This is known as the light of love, very much essential to understand the real structure or the real base of every religion. And we see a contrary structure wherein by we accept your faith, we observe all the rites, rituals and the systems inscribed inside, and we are isolated as a separate community. So acceptance, observation or observance, but from which we get isolated. This is what we are seeing. The two more beneficial arms to be extended here is non-interference and respect towards other people. The respect extending as benevolence, helping others. So, religion consists of two levels. One is a realization level and second is mobility. And whenever you realize something inside and you get isolated, that is, you are totally separated from the society, that may not be more harmful. But for mobility of religions to move inside the society, if it does not possess even the basic parameters of non-interference and respect, there are more opportunities and probabilities for them to get caught by the traps of extremism. They will be infected by the cruelties of extremism. And extremism has innumerable definitions. The basic definition is very interesting and it has a subtle sense. Faith is defined as a penance. It is a penance for begetting the power of love. If we understand the true sense, if we could recognize the true background, delicacy and sensitivity of the structure of faith, even negligence is extremism. Now, extremism is defined as a violent act, an act of terrorism. Terrorism means bombing, blasting, killing and all these things. Considering the sensitivity and delicacy of the absolute truest nature of faith, which is a penance for begetting the power of love, negligence of your neighborhood, negligence of the nation, and lacking of sense of unity and universal concern, this itself is said to be extremism, violence and terrorism. To this definition. Second, we are seeing the ugly heads of conversion, cultural invasion and cleansing of others that we are seeing in all parts of the world, growing and expanding. This is a very great challenge to religious amity or peace and order in the world. And when we go to religious duties, we are very much limited, unilateral or fragmental. That's what we have to say. The first religious duty is to be sincere and obedient to the scriptures and follow them with utmost honesty and precision. So practice is only the first duty. Second is to inculcate practice and systematize harmony between the same community, to include the family and friends, to form a robust community of faith and practice. That is the second duty. And third thing is to effectively encounter our foes. That is, the fiendish elements should be effectively encountered. How to encounter them? And who are they? Those who are embodiments of intolerance. Those who are intolerant of even the proximity of a people who are others. Those who are not able to tolerate the prosperity of others. Those who are bothered about even the survival of the other communities. Those people, they have to be totally removed or transformed. This is also the prime duty, or one among the duties, or the foremost duty of religious practice, apart from practicing the scriptures. So, against this extremism, everybody should play their significant and respective role. And finally, we have to understand that the essence of, basic essence of religion, which I told as love. Love is essential for three activities, they say. If you want to create bondage, we can create bondage. At least harmony you can do. With the same love, you can transform the other people. So it is known as bondage, harmony, and transformation. Three essential forces that are needed for repairing, restructuring, and reviving the glory of the world, that miracles we can do with love. And this love is essential for social development. This love and benevolence is the base for economic prosperity and justice. This is very much essential for political governance also. This is due influence of religious attributes or qualities for global development. This is entirely different. But unfortunately, there is undue intervention and infection of religious forces to get into political, economic, and social spheres as a tools of suppression of other communities. They also participate in politics not for transformation, but for deformation of both. They also engage in economic activities. They also engage in social activities, but all of them resulting in tools of separation, act as tools of suppression and exploitation of others. So, this thing should be removed, as this type of religious permeation results in denial of every planetary right of righteous citizens or denizens of the world. So this is also a type of extremism. Religion, apart from religion, peeping into socio-economic and political spheres as tools of suppression and revenge. So this we have to somehow eradicate by means of developing new tools. This wrong route of religion resulting in terrorism, fundamentalism, chauvinism, extremism, or you may call it in different names. They need a proper tool, or they need a proper combat gadget. And how to deal with that? And interfaith activists and love engineers or love advocates are people, those who are moderate in their religious practices, those who are very much reserved and non-interventional. Such people cannot create a forceful army. Extremism in its negative sense can be effectively combated only by extreme positivism or positive extremism. So without that force, we cannot effectively counter these things. The first answer for this thing is to spread the art of loving. How to spread the art of loving? The dominant spirit of love that is obvious, indicated, and hidden inside the scriptures, they should be culled out and specially focused. And through a sensational process, they should be indoctrinated to the present generation. So, indoctrination of the dominant love spirit of scriptures, exclusively culled out and illustrated, should be immediately taught to the society. Second thing is to initiate evolutionary and revolutionary process of positive extremism. How to deal with the evolutionary process? First of all, you spread your culture in this society. Spread the human culture and make your own culture as an accessory or as an illustration. Focus more on human culture. Development of charity, wherein by we can create not only benevolence in the society but also betterment. So, spreading culture and spreading the art of charity, both are known as evolutionary process. And revolutionary process is to create awareness about the human rights and democratic spirit. They are revolutionary process. So the foundation of every religion is to see that all are benefited, and the rule is an all beneficial rule or all benefactors rule. So this can be possible only by establishment of human rights and a purely idealistic democratic society. So this should be brought. And this human rights awareness and sense of idealistic democracy can be brought only by spiritual realization, and all other tools are totally ephemeral or peripheral in nature. Third is the challenge of strengthening our team. Religious people, they face four major enemies in the society. One is opposition, and we are giving answers to opposition by our philosophy and logic. Second is those who are in distance, those who are keeping away from religious touch. They are agnostics in nature and free thinkers are there. For them, the role of religious ideology and practice in betterment of one's life and society should be imparted. Even though they are religious practitioners, they don't have any sense of religious development or social betterment. Similarly, even if they deny religious practices, as warriors against religious extremism, free thinkers can also be included. So it is a joint venture of all denizens of the world to fight against extremism. So how to bring those who are distant from us as our team members? And the third level is abusive people. Abusive people misuse the rights and privileges of religion. And we say God has given two major works or assignments. The first assignment is He has made the leaders to lead the followers and subjects. If they err, if they are reluctant, if they are imbecile, if there is vacancy, He has given the second assignment, all the followers to select, to replace, to change, to control the leaders. So it is our duty to reshape our own religion, institutional head, institutional systems and ideologies to be really interpreted as well as experienced as benefits in the society. Benevolence of God should not be in the form of a scripture, but should be verily available in the form of experience. So these type of abusive people should be dealt by the followers themselves. And finally, those who are using the religion, opposition, second is distance, third is abuse, fourth is use. Those who are unilaterally using the religion for their benefits, for their solace and comforts, and those who are not useful for the maintenance, sustenance and safety of the religions, they are using the religion. How to create a bilateral contract between the beneficiaries of religions to benefit the religion also for its sustenance and salubrity. This is very much essential. How to produce all these people and make them strong members of our own team to create a very great potential alliance. And we have a task. Just as I have mentioned now, religion is fully crowded with benefit makers and benefit seekers. How to elevate the religious system and morale into a galaxy of change makers and change seekers is an immediate and emergent task. So, can change by itself as well as it can architect the change of the society only if it is populated by change makers and change seekers. And one more final thing is faith, using the same faith for success. Through faith system, if you are capable of harnessing the potential of God, which is infinite in nature, why can't you harness the finite potential of your own associates and fellow beings? If you can envision the invisible God through your faith, why can't you see? Why can't you have a comprehensive vision, futuristic vision, and holistic vision of your own fellow beings and their generations? Why can't you think about your own people? Why can't you architect their future? Why can't you make their present pleasant? So, a system with infinity and invisibility can easily tackle the issues of visibility, proximity, and finity. So, let us have faith in our faith and immediately initiate our architecture, revision, revisiting, and revival process. And one more major thing we have to do is prioritization. Anybody doing any task, let it be a small event, an assignment, a work or a great life ambition, whatever it is, unless it is prioritized, nobody can achieve it. So prioritize it. Instead of fashioning religions, beautification, expansion and propagations, uprooting extremism should be taken as a prioritized work. Second is to use our tool, that is the voice of dissent. Just as votes of the citizens create the political destiny of a nation, the voices of the denizens of the planet will architect global destiny. The dissent emanating from millions of people is more powerful than arms and ammunitions of thousands of army soldiers. Let us use the voices of dissent strongly against extremism and other ugly evils, evil associates. That is very much essential. And third thing is, we have to architect the impact. Not only stopping with the act, but also impact should be architected and constantly monitored. All of us assembled here have our own faith, we have our prayers, we are going to speak, we have our projects with various other approaches for the benefit of the society. We have assembled here. Let all this be put together as a consolidated version of our commitment towards removing extremism by positive extremism in the society. All religions and the representatives have their own hooks and holders. Hooks to hold others and holders to get entangled with the hooks of others. So let us all, representing various faiths, work with our hooks and holders and get tied with ourselves for united action resulting in global peace and harmony. Narayan, Narayan, Narayan.